And welcome back to Mystical Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a deck review on Barbara Moore and Ali Fell's Steampunk Tarot. Now this is a Lenormand deck. It is a mass market deck published. And you may be wondering why I'm doing a mass market deck on my deck reviews, but you know, I feel with the age of delivery and the way it's done now is that a lot of people buy decks that they just don't connect with. And it's because they only see a couple pictures, they only see a little bit of the deck. And, you know, back when I started 25 years ago, the only way you could even go find a deck was to go to a metaphysical store, and there they normally had binders and everything, so you could actually see what all the cards looked like, you see what you want, and then, you know, you're able to even, like, you know, feel the energy of the deck and everything like that. And online it's a lot harder. And I think it has caused a lot of people to buy a lot of decks that they don't work with, or they don't vibe with. They may think that they do, but then when they get it, it just doesn't work. And I'm definitely guilty of that myself. I have many decks in my collection that they just don't work with me, and I put them away and try to use them again later, and it's just something that doesn't work. So on my channel, I want to do deck reviews of all the decks. That way everyone can really understand and look at a deck and know what it does. I also do deck reviews after I've actually used the deck. I don't do any unboxings. I'm not going to have it in the package still. I do make the cards back into the, you know, the order so you guys can see it, but I like to use them so I can actually give you a review about them instead of just showing them off. But you will see mass market decks on my channel, and I'll tell you, you know, everyone says, you know, they slam down Lenormand cardstock. They say it's horrible, that it gets beaten up real fast and everything like that. This deck is this is the Celtic Dragon deck. I've had this deck for over 20 years now. And although it is beaten up, it has definitely seen love, it is still a deck, and it still works. And so you got to give them some credit, because their cardstock, you know, may be a little not as great as some of the cardstock that's out there now with these indie decks, but they do hold up. And also what's nice about them too is, so if you beat it up so bad, guess what? It's a mass market deck, and you can go out and buy another one. Guess what? I have another copy of this now that I bought so that I can use them again, and I put these away in my, you know, special area, because these are cards that I've had since the beginning of my tarot days. So that's the nice thing about them too, is that you can buy them again. So if you really fall in love with them and you beat them up and you really don't like that they look beat up now, you can buy another deck, and it's probably going to be only costing you $20 or $30, which is really nice. So anyway, off my wagon there. So the Steampunk Tarot is by Barbara Moore and Ali Fell. This deck is awesome. I love it. It comes with this massive guidebook. I mean, this guidebook is close, I think, over 300 pages, or close to 300 pages. And it goes into details about the cards. It really explains the card in general, the idea of it. And I know a lot of people, you know, get these boxes or get their little white books and they just throw them away. Reading the guidebook is the best thing you can do. One, because it gives you another side to interpretation of the cards, but it also tells you where the writer and the illustrator were getting their ideas from, and how it molds into the tarot. And so decks like these, this is just wonderful. I mean, this guidebook was filled with so much extra information. It didn't just give, you know, little keywords and stuff like that. It really talks about the deck. So it's nice just for the book itself. The cards, you know, come in this little thing. I don't have them in there anymore because I've been using them. As I said, I like to use my cards before I do the review. So these are the actual cards. Let's set that over here. So the backs are very, very nice. They got the little steampunk logo, but they have the wands, cups, pentacles, and swords on them also, like going through the wheels of the cog, which is really neat. The deck itself does have a little black border around each card, and it might be hard to see. I hope they're not. I tried to change my altar cloth to make it stand out a little bit more. So they are a little bit darker. They aren't as bright as some other decks, so it just depends, you know, what your preference is. With the Steampunk, it has the Steampunk idea, so it has like people dressed and everything. This is my favorite card. And if you're a tarot reader, you probably relate to the High Priestess a lot, and I love that they made the High Priestess in this deck, really the tarot card reader with the veil in the background slowly coming up so you can almost see what's behind it. But this deck is beautiful. It was very, you can tell that a lot of thought was put into the deck, into each card and what it should mean. And when you read the guidebook, you really understand exactly why they put things the way they did. And it's very, very interesting. It's like a story almost. It's very fun. The cards obviously do have this more darker hue to them. They're more Victorian steampunk-like, so they are a little bit darker, but they're not dark as in violent or anything like that. They're just, the colors that they have are dark. They're not really, you know, bright, stand out at you. They have different machines in here. They have different ways of thinking of things, like the moon, instead of 2 pillars, normal pillars, there's steampunk pillars with electricity going to the moon. Makes me kind of think of Batman, honestly. And they're just wonderful. I mean, each card is done very well. It's not just the major arcana that they took time to really think about and design. They did design the minor arcana the same way in the court cards. It is obviously close to a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. Most decks are. There's a few changes in it. Obviously, it's not exactly the same, but if you understand the Rider-Waite system, you can see and understand that the cards are here and they have that same symbolism in them. So they're very nice, and they have that steampunk vibe to them. So if you love steampunk, this is definitely an awesome deck to have. It's just really cool looking. I like the way that the machinery and the people are kind of put together into these situations, and they're using them or they're being hurt by them, stuff like that. It's just very, very overall an interesting take on the tarot system, and I really like it. The biggest thing, you know, that everyone's going to complain about with these cards is the cardstock. It is lanolin cardstock. Yes, it gets beat up pretty quick, but if you don't like your decks beat up, first of all, that's just strange because that means you're not really using them, I guess. I don't know. I personally love a deck that's been beat up and loved, and you can tell that, you know, your energy is in there and everybody else's energy is in there. Or not everyone else's energy, but like your energy's been in there, and that, you know, they're gonna work for you. You know, and it is a very nice deck. I've been using it for the past about 2 weeks or so. It gives great readings. I've done general readings, I've done love readings, work readings, finance readings, spiritual readings. It will answer all the questions. It doesn't have a problem. Like some decks, sometimes they're just picky, sometimes they won't answer certain things. But this one's overall an all-around deck. It's great. It's a great deck too. It's, you know, what I like with the Llewellyn decks is I usually keep one in my purse, because then if it gets beat up, like I said, I can just go buy another one. And, sorry, my camera is falling again. I hope this whole video was not crooked. I guess we'll find out at editing. But, it is a great deck. If you love steampunk, it's a great deck for you to get. It works very well. The cards, you know, because when they just shuffle so beautiful. I love the way that Llewellyn cards shuffle. They just are great because they really do just flow and move, and you can do whatever shuffling that works for you. And not have a problem with them. Other than that, that is what I have for the Steampunk Tarot. Like like I said, I'll put a link in the description box below where you can get it. You can get it off Amazon, Barnes & Noble, probably pretty much anywhere you look. Llewellyn's main website, you can also buy it from there. Sometimes they have sales, so I really recommend sometimes just going to the actual creator's website, because I picked up a lot of the decks that you're going to see shortly, because I have about 8 that I got to review. I actually picked up from a sale that they were doing, so they do have sales, and that's, you know, always a good thing too, because you can always get them on sale. But like I said, it's a great deck, all around, does everything that you want it to do. If you like the steampunk vibe, they're great for you. If you like the, you know, the idea of machine versus human, this is a really great deck. And it, literally, if you get this deck, I highly recommend you reading the guidebook, because the guidebook will just go into major detail about each card and tell you how it resonates and how it falls into this whole deck, which is just, it's beautifully written. It really is. The writer does not put reversals in this deck. Reversals are, you know, a very controversial thing. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. She even says in there, if you know, want to use reversals, you can use any Rider-Waite-Smith guide to do the reversals on these. But other than that, this is the Steampunk Tarot. And if you have any comments or anything below, please leave them for me. Let me know what you think. If there's a deck you want to see, if you've been on my website, I have my entire collection on there. And the reason I have it on there is so that people can look at it and see if there's a deck that might interest them. So if you find a deck on there that you like, that you want me to review, let me know. I will definitely do a review on it. To let you be able to see the cards more, to be able to actually decide if you really want to get the deck before you do, because like I said, in today's age, it's so easy to buy a deck and then not fall in love with it in the end. And I have many of them myself, and maybe down the road I'll be gifting those away or something to people if they want them. But definitely let me know. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and receive all notifications. And you get more videos of me doing these beautiful reviews. And also other things. I'm going to start doing some tarot lessons as I move forward. I'm going to start doing maybe once a week pick a card readings. I do love a good pick a card reading, but I think that there's other things that help tarot readers more than just the picker cards. And my channel, I wanted to make it, you know, to the average person who looks at tarot, likes tarot, and then to the tarot reader too. So if there's anything that you can think of that I can do better, let me know too. But thank you for watching, and I hope you guys all have a blessed week.